San Francisco, California, Civic Auditorium Arena, April 20th, 1975. Saturday evening, 10 p.m. The air inside the arena is heavy with tension. Nearly 300 people squeezed into a place meant for boxing matches, but tonight there is no official fight. No tickets sold, no cameras allowed, just whispers, rumors, and a dangerous challenge that has been growing for weeks. A 300-pound boxer, laughing, mocking a man many believed was all show and no power. Bruce Lee. A challenge that should never have existed. A moment that would either expose Bruce Lee as a fraud or turn him into a legend. 5 seconds later, no one inside that arena could believe what they had just witnessed. Los Angeles, California, West Olympic Boulevard Training Hall, June 28, 1964. Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. The air inside the training hall is thick with anticipation. 60 people crammed into a space designed for private martial arts practice. But today, there are no scheduled classes, no paying students, no official event, just whispers, rumors, and a challenge that has been building for 1 week. A challenge that should not exist. A challenge that will either become legend or be buried and forgotten. Jack Stern, the former heavyweight boxer, 6 feet 4 inches tall, 300 pounds of pure muscle and raw power, the man who fought professionally for 8 years, the man who has knocked out 27 opponents, the man whose fists have ended careers and hospitalized challengers. He stands in the center of a matted training area, wearing gray sweatpants and a white tank top, his torso gleaming under the fluorescent lights. His body is a monument of physical dominance, shoulders like boulders, arms thick with devastating power, a chest that has absorbed countless punches and kept fighting. He is the embodiment of Western combat philosophy, size, strength, aggression. And today he has called out Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 135 pounds, a martial arts instructor from Oakland who has been creating waves in Southern California with his demonstrations and philosophy. He is not a professional boxer. He has never fought in a sanctioned ring. He has no heavyweight titles, no Olympic medals, no recognized championships in the world of combat sports. But he possesses something else, a reputation. Whispers claiming his speed defies human limitation. Stories saying he can strike faster than the eye can follow. Legends declaring he has mastered something beyond what Western fighting comprehends. For 1 week, the martial arts community and the boxing world have been electrified. It began at the Ambassador Hotel seminar. Jack was there, surrounded by martial artists, dismissing their techniques as performance art. Someone brought up Bruce Lee. Someone mentioned Bruce claimed efficiency could defeat raw power. Jack laughed, not with anger, just with the confidence of a man who has fought real fighters and survived brutal punishment. "Bring him to me," Jack declared, his voice echoing across the ballroom. "Let him try his kung fu magic. I will stand right there. I will not even throw a punch. Just let him hit me with his best technique. Then we will see if martial arts is reality or just movie choreography." The challenge was not meant to be serious. It was Jack being Jack, the showman, the loudmouth, the man who could dominate a room with personality as easily as he dominated opponents with fists. But the words spread like wildfire through the martial arts schools of Los Angeles, through the training halls where Bruce was teaching, through newspapers and word of mouth. Jack Stern challenges Bruce Lee, the 300-pound boxer versus the mysterious martial artist from China. Bruce heard about it the following morning. He was conducting a private training session in his school when one of his senior students showed him the mention in a local martial arts newsletter. The headline read, "Boxer calls out Kung Fu, says show me what works." Bruce read it in complete silence. His students waited, expecting anger or dismissal, but Bruce simply folded the paper carefully and placed it aside. Interesting was all he said. 3 days of quiet communication followed. Jack's boxing friends made it public. They wanted spectacle, proof that boxing was superior to martial arts. Bruce's students were extremely cautious. This was not a legitimate match. This was a setup designed to embarrass. If Bruce declined, people would claim he was afraid. If Bruce accepted and failed, his entire reputation would be destroyed. But if he accepted and succeeded, he would need to accomplish the impossible. He would need to demonstrate effectiveness against a man who outweighed him by 165 pounds. A professional fighter whose body was conditioned to absorb punishment that would hospitalize ordinary men. Finally, Bruce made his decision. He contacted Jack's gym directly. "I accept," Bruce stated calmly, "but this is not a fight. This is a demonstration, one exchange. That is everything. No rounds, no rules, just one moment. That is all truth requires." Jack's team agreed immediately. They established the conditions. A private demonstration, no media coverage, no cameras, only witnesses, people from both the boxing and martial arts communities who could confirm what happened. The location would be a neutral training hall on West Olympic Boulevard, a facility used by multiple disciplines. The date? June 28, 1964. Sunday afternoon, 1 p.m. Now that afternoon has arrived, and 60 people filled the training hall, standing along the walls, occupying every available space, packed together with the energy of a crowd that understands they are about to witness something extraordinary. Among them are boxing trainers who have developed amateur champions, martial arts instructors who have devoted their entire lives to combat philosophy, sports journalists who have documented fights for decades, stunt coordinators from Hollywood studios, and ordinary practitioners who heard the rumors and somehow received invitations. The atmosphere is electric. Conversations buzz throughout the hall. Half the crowd believes this is absurd, a publicity stunt that will end with Jack laughing and Bruce humiliated. The other half believes they are about to see something revolutionary, something that will change how people understand fighting. In one corner, a group of boxers argues loudly. "There is no way a martial artist can hurt Jack," one insists. Jack has fought men who punch like sledgehammers, professional heavyweights. What is this little Chinese guy going to do? Dance around and do his movie tricks? In another section, martial arts practitioners defend their discipline passionately. "Boxing is limited," one kung fu instructor explains. "It only uses fists. Bruce understands the entire human body, pressure points, nerve pathways, energy channels that boxers don't even know exist." The debate rages on, but it stops the moment Jack Stern enters the training hall. He walks through the crowd wearing his training clothes. No robe, no dramatic entrance, just Jack, moving with the heavy confidence of a man who has never doubted his physical superiority. He steps onto the mat and immediately begins shadow boxing, throwing combinations, showing his power. Each punch cuts through the air with audible force. The crowd watches in silence. This is not performance. This is genuine athletic ability. Jack's movements are not refined like a championship boxer, but they are brutal, direct, devastating. When his fist extends fully, The muscles in his shoulders and back ripple with contained violence. He stops and addresses the crowd directly. "I want everyone here to understand something," Jack announces, his voice filling the hall. "I'm not here to hurt anyone. I'm here because I respect fighting, real fighting, and I want to see if what these martial arts guys teach actually works against someone who knows how to fight back." He gestures around the room. "If Bruce Lee can show me something real, I'll be the first to admit it. But if it's just demonstration stuff that only works when your partner cooperates, then people need to know that too." The crowd murmurs. Some appreciate his directness. Others see it as arrogance. 5 minutes pass. Then Bruce Lee enters the training hall. He walks through the crowd wearing simple black pants and a white t-shirt. No traditional uniform, no ceremonial entrance, just Bruce, moving with fluid calm, completely relaxed, yet absolutely alert. He steps onto the mat and stands quietly. His body looks almost fragile compared to Jack. Where Jack is massive, Bruce is lean. Where Jack is imposing, Bruce is compact. The size difference is shocking. Jack outweighs him by 165 pounds. Jack is 9 inches taller. This looks like a grown man preparing to face a teenager. But anyone looking closely at Bruce's eyes would see something else. Focus. Absolute, unbreakable focus. The kind of concentration that comes from decades of training. From 10,000 hours of practice. From a life dedicated entirely to understanding combat at its deepest level. Jack watches Bruce enter. His expression shifts from confidence to curiosity. "You actually came," Jack says, not mockingly, almost respectfully. "I half expected you to back out." Bruce nods once. "You asked to see if technique works. I am here to show you." A neutral referee steps forward. He is a respected martial arts instructor known to both communities, chosen specifically because both sides trust him. He gathers Jack and Bruce at the center of the mat to explain the parameters. "This is a demonstration, not a fight," the referee states firmly. Jack has requested to see if martial arts technique can be effective against size and strength. Bruce has agreed to one exchange. "Jack, you may defend yourself naturally, but you will not attack. Bruce, you have one opportunity to demonstrate effectiveness. After the exchange, the demonstration is complete." Both men nod their agreement. The referee continues. "Jack, you will stand in your normal fighting stance. Bruce, you will attempt to demonstrate your technique. There will be no rounds, no time limits, just one exchange. Understood?" "Understood," Jack says. Bruce simply nods. The referee steps back. The training hall falls silent. 60 people hold their breath simultaneously. Jack moves to the center of the mat. He assumes a standard boxing stance, feet shoulder-width apart, hands up, protecting his face, weight balanced. He is not standing still like a target. He is ready, alert, prepared to defend naturally as he would against any opponent. "Whenever you're ready, little man," Jack says, not with malice, with genuine curiosity. Bruce approaches slowly, not rushing, not hesitating, just moving with complete control. He stops exactly 4 feet in front of Jack, close enough to strike, far enough to observe. The two men lock eyes. Jack is still confident, but there is something new in his expression now. Respect. This is a man who has faced fighters professionally. He recognizes focus when he sees it, and Bruce's focus is absolute. Bruce's breathing is perfectly controlled. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Slow, rhythmic, centering. His body is completely relaxed. His shoulders drop. His hands hang naturally at his sides. He looks almost casual, as if standing in a park. not preparing to demonstrate against a 300-pound professional fighter, but his eyes are locked on Jack's center line with laser precision. Not looking at Jack's face, not watching for reactions, just focusing on the target, the vulnerable point, the place where structure meets weakness. The crowd leans forward collectively. People strain to see, to capture every detail of what happens next. Jack's trainers stand at the edge of the mat. One of them, a veteran boxing coach, whispers to his colleague, "This is a mistake. What if Bruce actually lands something clean?" The other trainer shrugs. "Jack's been hit by professionals. This guy's 135 pounds. What's he going to do?" Bruce shifts his weight slightly. His left foot slides forward 1 inch. His hands remain at his sides. No telegraphing, no chambering, no visible preparation. Then he moves. Not a wind-up, not a dramatic technique, just movement. Pure, explosive, instantaneous movement. His right fist travels from his hip to a point 6 inches in front of Jack's solar plexus in a time span that seems to violate physics. The motion is so fast, so direct, so absent of wasted movement that most witnesses will later swear they never saw the punch leave Bruce's side. They only saw the impact. The sound is not a thud. It is a sharp crack, like a whip snapping through air. Bruce's fist makes contact with Jack's body just below the sternum, directly at the solar plexus, the complex network of nerves that controls breathing and connects to every vital system. The strike is not wild, not desperate, not lucky. It is placed with surgical precision, delivered with a force that seems impossible given the complete absence of visible preparation. Jack Stern's body reacts in a way that shocks everyone present. His knees buckle, not slowly, instantly. His legs lose all strength, as if someone cut the tendons. His hands, which were up protecting his face, drop to his sides like dead weight. His mouth opens wide, gasping, trying to pull air into lungs that have stopped obeying commands. His diaphragm has completely spasmed. The nerves in his solar plexus have been overloaded, short-circuited by the precision of Bruce's strike. He is fully conscious. His brain is functioning perfectly. But his body has stopped responding. The connection between mind and muscle has been severed by a single perfectly placed impact. He sinks to one knee, then forward onto his hands. He is on the mat, on all fours, the 300-pound professional boxer brought down by a single strike from a man 165 pounds lighter. The training hall is utterly silent. Not a single sound. 60 people frozen in complete disbelief, trying to process what they just witnessed, trying to understand how a man who was standing in a defensive boxing stance, alert and ready, was struck so cleanly, so decisively, that his entire body shut down. 5 seconds pass. Jack remains on his hands and knees. His back heaves as he forces his lungs to work, desperately trying to pull air into his paralyzed respiratory system. His face is contorted, not in pain exactly, but in absolute shock, in complete confusion. This is not supposed to be possible. He has been hit by professional heavyweights, men whose punches carry the force of car crashes, but none of those strikes felt like this. None of them shut down his entire body so completely, so instantly, so absolutely. Bruce Lee stands above him, not celebrating, not gloating, not even moving, just standing. His hand has returned to his side. His breathing remains controlled. His expression unchanged, calm, focused, waiting. The referee rushes forward, kneeling beside Jack. "Can you breathe? Are you injured?" Jack nods weakly. His breathing is slowly returning. The spasm is releasing gradually, painfully. He sucks in a ragged breath, then another. His body is coming back under his control. The paralysis is fading. He lifts his head and looks up at Bruce. And for the first time in his entire fighting career, Jack Stern has no words. Bruce extends his hand, not in triumph, in respect, warrior to warrior. Jack stares at the offered hand for a long moment, then he grasps it firmly. Bruce helps pull the heavy weight to his feet. Jack stands, unsteady, still struggling to fully regulate his breathing. He shakes his head, trying to clear the fog, trying to comprehend what just occurred. He looks directly at Bruce. His voice is hoarse, barely above a whisper. "What? What did you do?" Bruce's response is quiet, meant only for Jack's ears. "I showed you what you asked to see. Size and strength matter, but they are not everything. The human body has vulnerabilities that exist regardless of muscle mass. You asked if technique works. Now you know." Jack takes a deep breath. His body is functioning normally again. His pride is wounded far more than his physical body. He looks at Bruce with completely new eyes, eyes that have witnessed something he genuinely did not believe was real, eyes that have been opened to possibilities beyond his previous understanding. He extends his hand again. Bruce shakes it firmly. Then, in a gesture that stuns everyone present, Jack bows slightly. A boxer bowing to a martial artist, an acknowledgement of something beyond his discipline, beyond his experience. The crowd erupts, half in amazement, half in absolute confusion. Arguments break out instantly throughout the hall, people shouting, debating furiously. What did we just witness? Was it real? How is any of this possible? How did Bruce strike so fast that Jack, a professional fighter, never defended? How did a 135-pound man drop a 300-pound boxer with a single strike? Bruce Lee leaves the mat immediately. He does not stay for questions, does not give explanations, does not seek attention or validation. He simply walks through the chaotic crowd, through the exit, and disappears into the Los Angeles afternoon. Jack Stern remains on the mat longer, talking to trainers, to his friends who came to watch. He tells them the same thing quietly, without anger, without embarrassment, just with the honesty of a man who experienced something undeniable. "He hit me. I didn't see it coming. I was watching. I was ready. And I didn't see it. Then I couldn't breathe. That man has something real." But the world will not widely believe it. The story will be told and retold, but it will be dismissed by many. Sports journalists will ignore it. Boxing magazines will never mention it. It will be labeled rumor, called myth, dismissed as impossible. Because how can a 135-pound martial artist drop a 300-pound professional boxer with a single strike? It defies conventional understanding. It contradicts everything traditional combat sports teach. It cannot be real. Except it was real. 60 witnesses saw it happen, and Jack Stern felt it in every nerve of his body. In the weeks following the demonstration, reactions split along predictable lines. The boxing community largely dismisses the incident. When pressed, Jack's team releases a vague statement claiming it was just a training exercise, nothing more. No official record exists. No sports authority acknowledges it. It becomes a footnote, if mentioned at all. The martial arts community, however, explodes with validation. Schools across California begin advertising their connection to Bruce Lee's philosophy. Instructors who were present that day become sought-after teachers, telling and retelling the story to students who listen with wide-eyed amazement. The demonstration becomes proof that traditional martial arts principles, precision, efficiency, understanding human vulnerability can overcome raw physical advantages. Bruce himself refuses all interviews about the incident. When reporters track him down at his training facility, he gives them nothing. It was a private demonstration, he states simply, a conversation between two practitioners. The specifics are not important. The principles are what matter. But privately, to his closest students, Bruce explains what actually happened that afternoon. The technique I used was direct and efficient, he tells them. No wasted motion, no telegraphing. Most people punch with their arm. They generate power from the shoulder and elbow. That requires preparation, visible preparation. But if you understand how to engage the entire body, how to transfer power from the ground through the legs, through the hips, through the core, and finally through the fist, you can generate devastating force from any position with no warning. He gestures to his own torso. The solar plexus is not just a soft target. It is a command center. Strike it correctly, and you do not just cause pain. You disrupt the entire nervous system temporarily. Breathing stops. Muscle control vanishes. The body shuts down to protect itself. Size becomes irrelevant when you target the vulnerabilities that exist in every human body. One of his students asks the question everyone wonders. Sifu, could you have done that in an actual fight if Jack had been attacking you? Bruce's answer is immediate and honest. Difficult to say. In a real fight, variables multiply. Movement, aggression, unpredictability. What I demonstrated was effectiveness under specific conditions. Jack stood still,